It was a quiet night in Willow Creek, the kind where even the trees seemed to whisper secrets to one another. But at the edge of the forest, where the old Maplewood mansion had been abandoned for decades, something stirred, something no one dared to speak of. Tonight, Emily was about to discover why. The townspeople called it haunted. They said anyone who entered would never return. But Emily, she had always been drawn to the unknown. Tonight, curiosity outweighed fear. Emily stood before the massive iron gates, their paint long faded and peeling. Each hinge creaked as she pushed them open. The air was colder here, heavier. Even the moon seemed dimmer, shrouded by clouds. As she stepped forward, the gravel crunched beneath her shoes. Her heartbeat quickened. Every shadow seemed to stretch, twisting and swaying as though alive. A faint whisper reached her ears. "Emily." She froze, eyes scanning the empty pathway. No one was there. But the voice had come from somewhere inside, from the mansion. The front door was massive and rotted, but it gave way with a long groan. Inside, dust floated in the moonlight that spilled through broken windows. Old portraits of stern-faced ancestors lined the walls. Their eyes seemed to follow her. Emily's curiosity pushed her deeper into the mansion. She found herself in the grand hallway. The wallpaper was peeling, and the air smelled of damp wood and decay. Then she noticed a flickering light from the library at the end of the hall. Step by step, she approached. Books were scattered everywhere. A single book lay open on a desk, its pages yellowed and brittle. She leaned closer and froze. Her name was written in flowing, old handwriting. Emily. The book told of a person who had disappeared in the mansion exactly 100 years ago. Someone who looked just like Emily.
Suddenly, a tall, thin shadow moved across the library floor. It didn't make a sound, but Emily could feel its gaze. The figure raised a hand and pointed toward a door at the back of the library. Emily's mouth went dry. She wanted to scream, but no sound came. Slowly, she approached the door. It opened to reveal a spiral staircase leading downward. Each step echoed like a drumbeat in her chest. The shadows seemed to stretch around her, almost trying to reach for her. At the bottom, Emily found a small room. Dust covered everything. A large mirror stood against the far wall, its surface smudged and cloudy. She peered into it and froze. Her reflection smiled, but she was terrified. Then the reflection whispered, "You've come for me, haven't you?" The shadow from the library appeared behind the reflection, but Emily was still standing there, frozen. The shadow moved closer, merging with the reflection. Emily realized the whispering shadows weren't ghosts. They were trapped souls waiting for someone brave enough to release them. She tried to step back, but the floorboards creaked under her weight, betraying her presence. Suddenly, a cold gust blew through the room, scattering dust and loose papers. On the floor, an old journal lay open. Emily bent down to read it. The words seemed to shift on the page. "The brave one will free us, or join us." Her heart pounded. She realized this was a test. She needed courage, or she could become part of the shadows forever. The reflection spoke again. "Now it's your choice. Stay or leave." Emily took a deep breath. She reached out, touching the mirror. The world tilted. She felt herself pulled upward through the darkness, out of the mansion and into the cold night air. The mansion stood still, dark and silent. But in the shadows, if you looked closely, someone new was watching from the window. Some say Emily never really left, and that tonight the mansion waits for its next visitor.